Welcome in. It is January 1, 12:31. Happy New Year. I was doing that for dramatic pause. Thank you for joining us here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Nick Sertovic. Carlene annoys me per usual. She knows she knows how I am. She knows I'm dramatic. Dramatic pauses. That's what I do.
Paused and I was like, did I do something?
But she kept typing. She kept typing.
Awry?
No. Happy New Year. Thank you for watching us this afternoon here on Live Impact News. Thank you for spending your new year with us. Great to be here on the first day of 2026. All right. So first day of 2026, a new chapter for the city of New York, New York City. Take a look at this. This is a live look outside of New York City Hall. So what's going to happen today? The inauguration of Zohran Mamdani. He is New York City's next mayor. So again, that is happening. So many people are there. So many people are there in New York City for the inauguration. after last night, so many people were in Times Square to watch the ball drop. So a lot happening.
Big couple days.
A big couple of days for New York City. So this is set to get underway at roughly 1 o'clock.
That's what we're told.
That's what we're told. That's what we're seeing. So we'll keep an eye on this. But it's a block party essentially happening right now. This is a look at another viewpoint of the inauguration ceremony. You see the DJ, you see folks dancing. Let me tell you something, folks. It is cold in New York. I think it was probably one of the coldest ball drops in New Year's Eve celebrations in like 8 years, 7, 8 years. Yeah. So folks are bundled up, but a lot of people.
Right now it says it's 26 degrees.
It would snow. It was snowing last night in New York in Times Square. It was the flurries were coming down.
6 degrees.
Yeah, it's cold. It's cold. But they're New Yorkers. They're used to the cold weather.
New York is an interesting place because you get cold and hot.
Hot. And being on that subway in the summertime.
Ooh, no, yeah. I've been to New York in the dead of summer for SummerSlam for wrestling in Brooklyn, and it's just.
I'll take New York in the summertime over New York when it snows. When it snows there, it gets a little messy and slippery there in New York.
You can't move.
Okay, so
that's our personal New York City takes.
We love Charlotte, North Carolina.
I love Charlotte, North Carolina. Love the city.
Yeah.
We have a lot of New Yorkers here.
It's going to be 60 degrees today here in Charlotte. Ooh. So enough about what's happening with us. We're going down we're going down a rabbit hole. All right, again, inauguration set to get underway in less than 30 minutes. So last night, so this is happening. This is the public inauguration. This is the swearing in. Last night there was a private swearing in ceremony. Zohran Mamdani there with Letitia James, also there with his wife. Let's take you there now. And he was the swearing in ceremony took place midnight. Right after the
Didn't waste any time.
Didn't waste any time. Let's take you there now in case you missed it.
Good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year to all of you. And I can't think of a better way to usher in 2026 than to be amongst family and friends and to inaugurate the man who will bring about a new era of progress, promise, and prosperity for New York City. Zohran, I am so proud of what you have accomplished, and I'm filled with joy about what we will accomplish for our beloved city over the coming years. And so with that, let us begin. Please repeat after me and raise your right hand. I, Zohran Kwame Mamdani, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of New York, and the Charter of the City of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of the Mayor of the City of New York, according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Mayor, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Very happy to be here. Okay.
It's such a pleasure to have you.
Oops. Please sign your name.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. And may I now ask for your $9 fine?
You may ask for my $9. There we go. This should be exact change.
Excellent, Mr. Mayor. Thank you very much. And the last thing, would you please sign the book?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Ali.
Thank you, Mr. Najmi.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, so you're going to sign the first line here. You're going to put today's date, your signature.
Okay. Print or sign right here?
Oh, could you do both?
Okay.
Thank you.
City Hall? Okay.
Okay.
Do I leave that for you?
We'll leave that for me. Okay, it is now official.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's the honor of a lifetime. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much for everyone for being here. Happy New Year to New Yorkers, both inside this tunnel and above. And I cannot wait to see everyone tomorrow as we begin our term. This is truly the honor and the privilege of a lifetime. And after just having taken my oath to become the mayor of the city of New York, I do so also here in the old City Hall subway station, a testament to the importance of public transit, to the vitality, the health, and the legacy of our city. And I can think of no better moment to announce our new Department of Transportation Commissioner than this. So I would ask Mike Flynn if you would please join me. It is an honor to have Mike here alongside me as we embark on an administration that will take seriously the responsibility and the opportunity we have to make this streetscape and the public transit of the city we call home the envy of the world. And it will require someone who's experienced, who is fluent in the landscape as it is, and who is ambitious and imaginative towards the landscape as it could be. And I can think of no better person than the man alongside me, and I'm so proud to have him joining our administration as the next head of our DOT. Please. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. Congratulations. It's especially meaningful to be here tonight in this incredible station. I can't help but think back to the childhood me who was endlessly fascinated by the city's subways, bridges, tunnels, and other infrastructure. But that's only one of the many reasons that I'm thrilled to be joining Mayor Mamdani and the team, who fundamentally understand the role that transportation plays in the day-to-day lives of New Yorkers. And I know firsthand that New York City DOT has some of the most passionate, talented, and committed public servants in the country, if not the world. And they're ready to think big and deliver big on our ambitious agenda. So I'm grateful, Mr. Mayor, for entrusting me with this critical role, which I consider the job of a lifetime. And I'm ready, I'm excited to hit the ground running and deliver real results for New Yorkers. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you all so much. Now I will see you later.
All right, so that was that swearing-in ceremony that happened last night. However, there's a big swearing-in ceremony, inauguration happening, and about 20 minutes is expected to start. Give or take 20 minutes there. This is a live look outside of City Hall there in New York City as they usher in a new chapter there for the city. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back here in just 2 minutes here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. Welcome back here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Nick Sturdivant. This is a live look outside of New York City City Hall there as folks are gathered there, bundled up, ready for the inauguration ceremony of now Mayor. I was about to say Mayor-elect, but now Mayor Zohran Mamdani was elected. You see the media platform back there. Again, folks having a good time. It's a block party right now. DJs playing before the actual inauguration ceremony gets underway. That's supposed to start in about 15 minutes. So while we get ready for that, we've been hearing from Mamdani this past week as he makes announcements as far as his cabinet and folks working within his administration. Let's take you back. This is from yesterday, correct? This is what he had to say yesterday before his actual swearing-in ceremony at midnight today.
Good to go? Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Afternoon. Let me know when your shot's good. Okay, here we go. Tomorrow, I will swear an oath and become the mayor of New York City. A new future feels very near indeed. But for too many New Yorkers who come into daily contact with our public school system, be it parents, children, educators alike, the future is not something that they often look towards with hope and optimism. When many parents think of the future, they think of literacy rates that, while improving, still show that nearly 45% of children in grades 3 through 8 are not reading proficiently. They think, too, of a public school system that ranks among the most segregated in our nation, where children from different backgrounds do not learn alongside one another, and too many children don't receive the same opportunities. For over 900,000 children learning in our public schools, when they think of the future, they think of classrooms so crowded that they cannot get the attention of their teacher and facilities that have long needed improvement. And for educators, when they think of the future, they think of how many of their students don't have a home to return to at the end of the day or a bed to lay their head in. How hard it is to afford a dignified life in this city on a teacher's salary, and how many of their colleagues have had to move on to another job. The future need not be something that we dread. It can be something we rewrite together so that the children of our city, the future of our city, receive opportunities far greater than those who came before them. I am proud today to appoint Kamar Samuels as New York's next schools chancellor, because this moment demands a new generation of leadership that both understands our school system and has a transformative vision on how to remake it. Kamar is that leader. He has deep experience serving at every level of our public school system across our city. He began as a teacher in the classroom in the Bronx before becoming a principal, and has since served as a deputy superintendent of School District 23 in Brooklyn and superintendent of both District 3 in Manhattan and District 13 in Brooklyn. More impressive, however, than his resume are the results he has achieved in these roles, delivering millions of dollars to integrate city schools and transitioning to new curricula that increased literacy rates by 5% in a single year. I chose Kamar for this impactful role, one which shapes the lives of nearly 1 million children each year, oversees more students than any other chancellor in the nation, and manages over 135,000 employees, because of his expansive vision of possibility for the future, and because he will lead with two qualities too rare in public service: transparency and accountability. They are the same qualities I seek to lead with from City Hall. With the appointment of Kamar, I want to acknowledge I have been skeptical of mayoral control in the past, even at times going as far as wanting to end the system entirely. This came from a deep frustration with the outcomes we see, and a firm belief that our parents, our teachers, and most of all, our students deserve better. That excellence in government means an excellent public school system. As with every policy position I take, my focus is on outcomes. So though I have held concerns about mayoral control, I also acknowledge that New Yorkers need to know where the buck stops. With me. They need to know to whom they should address their concerns and their fears. They need to have a firm voice in City Hall that they can count on to not only listen, but to also act accordingly. My approach to mayoral control will ensure that community involvement is not ceremonial or procedural, but tangible and actionable. I will work alongside Kamar to engage parents, teachers, and students in decision-making. We will pursue an aggressive democratization agenda to make sure the entire system has a voice. For one, our administration will improve the parent coordinator role to be a meaningful organizer of parents, rather than an administrative coordinator reporting to a principal. We want to restructure how meetings are run so that working parents can actually attend them. We cannot expect parents working 40, 50, 60, 70-hour weeks to then attend CEC meetings in person or even be plugged into when they are actually happening. We need to improve the awareness, the accessibility, and the scale of responsibility of SLT and CEC meetings. These are plans Kamar and I have spoken about, and we are very excited about what an improved approach to mayoral control can deliver for our public schools. The goal here remains the same. It remains improving teacher recruitment and retention, expanding support for students with special needs, improving literacy rates, and delivering the best public education we can in the wealthiest city, in the wealthiest country in the history of the world. We hold these ambitious goals together to provide more resources and services to the more than 154,000 homeless students in our city, to hire thousands more teachers, and to make our school system as great as the children it is fortunate to educate. I'm also proud today to make several other high-ranking personnel announcements. Julia Curson will serve as City Hall's Deputy Mayor for Operations, an office an office where she has served before, overseeing many of the systems that New Yorkers rely on each day. Julia joins the administration from Governor Hochul's team, where she currently holds the role of Deputy Director of Operations for Infrastructure. Her work has been felt across our state and throughout our city in ways big and small, including the Kips Bay Science Park and Research Center, which will generate an incredible $25 billion and 15,000 jobs and economic impact for New Yorkers. She also has managed the delivery of the largest infrastructure project in the country, the Hudson Tunnel Project, which is creating 95,000 jobs and generating close to $20 billion in economic activity. Her purview will be vast, from our parks to our sanitation infrastructure, to ensuring that phones are silenced, to our environmental protection efforts, to emergency management and the fire department. Julia will lead a complex network of city services attended to by hundreds of thousands of the most capable people in city government. As part of her role, she will oversee the Mayor's Office of Climate and Environmental Justice, where she will work alongside both myself and incoming Chief Climate Officer Louise Young to tackle the climate crisis. Louise has served in that same role for Controller Brad Lander, as Director of Resiliency for the Department of Transportation, and as the Policy Director during my general election campaign. Her dedication can be seen in her thoroughness. I am also honored to announce Ahmed Tigani as the Commissioner of the Department of Buildings, where he will protect New Yorkers who work, live, and congregate across our city. He has extensive experience in the DOB, including a past role as Chief of Staff, and currently serves as Acting Commissioner of the Department of Housing, Preservation and Development. Okay, we have made 4 announcements, but what is one more? Last but most certainly not least, I am delighted to share that Emmy Liss will be joining our administration as Executive Director for the Office of Child Care, where she will lead our efforts to build the high-quality early childhood education system that New Yorkers deserve. Her expertise in this field is indisputable, and her past work as COO for New York City's early childhood education program makes her the ideal candidate as we make our city one that every family can afford. There are 5 New Yorkers standing alongside me with very different responsibilities and unique portfolios, but they share 2 things in common: a commitment to delivering a better future for those who call the city home, and to leading from City Hall with an unwavering commitment to excellence. I am grateful to them for serving this city that they each love so deeply, and I am eager for New Yorkers to experience the positive impact of their remarkable leadership. Thank you It is now my sincere privilege to introduce your next school's chancellor, Kamar Samuels.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor-elect. It's an honor to be here and stand before you as the next New York City Schools Chancellor. The most critical decision in a classroom is not simply the curriculum the teacher sets, but when an adult decides a child is worth fighting for. I started my career in an elementary school as an elementary school teacher in the Bronx, standing in front of students who deserved someone who believed in them and making a commitment to show up every single day for them. Because real learning doesn't happen in the abstract. It happens when a child is struggling to read, when a family is facing housing insecurity, when a teacher is stretched thin, but still giving everything they have. I know that room. I've lived it. For over 2 decades in the New York City public school system, I've had the privilege of serving at every level, from teacher to principal to superintendent, across the Bronx, Brooklyn, and Manhattan. Yes, I love the city. I have had every role, and in every role my focus has been the same: delivering results rooted in care, clarity, and high expectations for our students. As a superintendent, I worked to strengthen literacy by aligning instruction to the science of reading. I helped expand access to high-quality programs, including launching 17 international baccalaureate pathways. And I worked with communities to secure more than $10 million to advance school integration, because equity is not an abstract idea, it's a set of choices we make together in policy and practice. But what matters is not just what we do, it's how we do it. By listening to educators, by respecting families, by seeing students not just as data points, but as whole people with enormous potential. I am deeply honored to serve as the next Chancellor of the New York City Public Schools, together with the Mayor-elect, my man, Mr. Mamdani. We will fully fund public schools. We will invest in recruiting and retaining educators, especially in special education, bilingual education, math, and science. So every child has a teacher qualified and supported. And we will confront one of the deepest crises facing our students: homelessness. With more than 150,000 students experiencing homelessness, we will expand Every Child and Every Family is Known, because children cannot focus on learning if their basic needs aren't being met. A great city is measured not by how well it takes care of its children. And a great school system starts with leadership that knows the work from inside out. As a parent of 2 public school children myself, I believe deeply in what our kids can achieve. And together, we will make sure that every classroom in New York City is a place where learning is happening and is joyful, and teachers are supported, and students can imagine a future that is as big as this city itself. Together, we will write the next chapter of the New York City public school education, and a one where our children receive every ounce of attention that they deserve. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now I would like to introduce our Commissioner the DOB, Ahmed Tigan.
Thank you and good afternoon. I am humbled and I am honored for this opportunity to lead one of the most complex and influential building regulatory agencies in the country as the incoming commissioner of DOB. Every year, DOB oversees tens of thousands of construction sites, processes thousands of permits each week, and manages a wide range of responsibilities for New York City's critical construction sector. But these are not just stats on a page. These are permits that represent a new home. Each represents a new business, a school seat, or access to health care. Our work has real consequences, and it's felt every day across the city by New Yorkers. As a lifelong New Yorker, born and raised in Brooklyn and proud to have called many boroughs home, public service to the city isn't just a career in my family, it's a calling. Shaped by a belief in giving back to a city that supported us so many times when we needed it the most. The commitment was instilled in me by my mother, a dedicated social worker. It's shared by my sister, who fights daily for equity and inclusivity. And it's reinforced by my wife, Jen, and my son, Jonah, who remind me why the city we build must be safer, more accessible, and fairer for the next generation. So, thank you so much, Mayor-elect, for this opportunity to continue to serve. Thank you to my colleagues at HPD for 5 years of wins for New Yorkers, to Commissioner Otto for his steady leadership over these past years, and to the incredible team at DOB who I look forward to rejoining soon. The Mayor-elect's charge was clear: protect lives, enable growth, and build a greener city, urgently, with high standards, and with accountability at every step, so every New Yorker can trust the results. With those as our North Stars, I think I join my colleagues up here when I say we look forward to getting to work.
All right, so that was a press conference from Zohran Mamdani, the new mayor of New York City. Inauguration is almost underway. Setup is happening right now. You take a look. This is a live look in New York City outside of City Hall.
Where's a better look? Oh, they switched it.
I
wanted to
noticed
show the crowd, and then they switched it right when I punched it up. So that's my bad.
That
See?
There you can see some folks there at the bottom of the
packed.
screen. It's packed. It's a lot. So once that starts, we're going to take you there now, but we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back here in just 2 minutes here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. Welcome back here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Nick Sturdivant. Right now, we are waiting for the inauguration ceremony to get underway for Zohran Mamdani, New York City's newest mayor, elected in November, sworn in at midnight. But this is the public swearing-in, the public inauguration. A lot of people there. It is cold in New York City. Below freezing in New York City. I saw flurries last night watching some of the New Year's Eve coverage in New York City. So folks are bundled up. Folks are ready. That is set to get started in just moments. We're waiting just like those folks there in the freezing cold temperatures. But as we await for that, we want to take you back now to a press conference Zohran Mamdani held yesterday. Again, this week he's been announcing people within his cabinet there as he takes office. Let's take a listen in to what he had to say.
Now our incoming Chief Climate Officer, Louise Young.
Thank you to Mayor-elect Mamdani for this great honor. It is a privilege to serve as New York City's Chief Climate Officer. I'm a lifelong public servant, and for the last decade, I have been so honored to work with New Yorkers across all 5 boroughs to advance climate justice. The very first job I was hired to do was on coastal protection for Lower Manhattan after Hurricane Sandy. I've also worked on greening our housing and building community solar so that anyone, including renters, can access clean energy. In a city where we overcome any challenge with creativity and an ethos to showing up for our neighbors, tackling the existential threat of climate change offers us the chance to dramatically reimagine what's possible and what our future can look like. The opportunity to transform our neighborhoods to be more resilient, to put environmental justice communities front and center in building our climate solutions, the opportunity to invest in and maintain the infrastructure that keeps us safe as an act of love for future generations to come. I see this work not only about tending to our environment, but also as tending to every New Yorker. My vision of our climate future includes and especially centers the most forgotten in our city, who are often the first to feel the brunt of climate disasters. The climate crisis is inextricably linked to our affordability crisis. When people cannot afford to run their air conditioners during sweltering heat waves because of skyrocketing energy costs, when outdoor workers do not have labor protections as the skies turn orange and smoggy from wildfires, and when people cannot afford to repair their homes after flood damages, it is clear that lasting solutions to climate change must prioritize working people. I am so excited and humbled to join Mayor-elect Mamdani and this amazing team and continue this work together. Thank you so much.
And now our incoming Executive Director of the Office of Child Care, Emmy Liss.
Good afternoon. I'm so grateful to Mayor-elect Mamdani for entrusting me to lead on universal child care, one of the most important pillars of our affordability agenda. When families have access to safe, reliable, high-quality child care, children learn and grow, parents are able to work and build economic stability, businesses and our economy thrive. But too often today, that is not the case. Parents are going into debt, leaving the workforce, or leaving the city entirely because they cannot afford child care. Families with children under 6 are more than twice as likely to leave New York City. Meanwhile, child care workers who do essential work every day earn less than 96% of all professionals in New York City. A different future is possible, and it is what we are building toward. A city where every child under 5 has access to free, high-quality child care in a range of culturally responsive settings with appropriately compensated caregivers. As someone raising young children in Brooklyn, I know how much universal child care would mean to New Yorkers. I would not be standing here today without the caregivers and educators in my children's lives. When I worked on the expansion of universal 3K and pre-K, I saw firsthand what it means when city government comes together to deliver for families. With the vision of universal child care, we have a once-in-a-generation opportunity to come together again to double down on the city's investments and to design and implement a program that truly meets the needs of families and sustains our child care providers and educators. Thank you for this opportunity.
Would you mind coming up? Best t-shirt. I just want everyone to see this incredible t-shirt that our young man is wearing. This is wanted free childcare. Thank you so much, Emmy. Thank you so much to the family. And now, if you could please join me in welcoming our incoming Deputy Mayor of Operations, Julia Curson.
Thank you so much, Mayor-elect. I'm incredibly honored to be asked to serve in this administration. Your election really resonated with me, as it did with so many New Yorkers, in a way I didn't expect. Having spent the last year managing senseless uncertainty from Washington, D.C., your election reminded me, maybe even reminded the world, that government is supposed to work for the people. New York City hired you to bring them a New York that works for them, a New York that is for everyone and anyone. Now it's our job to deliver on that promise. I have spent the last 20 years delivering priority programs big and small, programs that were often met with skepticism. But I've also learned that with political will, vision, and creativity, nothing is impossible. The Deputy Mayor for Operations role is a big one, a portfolio of agencies that provide services that touch almost every aspect of daily life. Services that, when done well, are often invisible. There should be a park nearby, open, safe, and clean, for when your kids have too much energy and you just have to get them out of the house. You should be able to walk, bike, drive, or take transit safely. When it rains or snows, the streets and sidewalks should be clear. Clean, safe drinking water should run from every faucet. And our public spaces should be places for community, where we can get to know our neighbors or take in the sounds of the city. It takes hundreds of thousands of people and dozens of agencies to deliver these services seamlessly. As my uncle used to say when we drove past a new stoplight in his town, do you know how many meetings it took to put up that stoplight? Yes, it takes a lot of meetings, thinking, and planning to get things done right. But we have to move with a sense of urgency. New Yorkers cannot afford to wait for the services they rely on. I do want to take a quick second to thank some folks. I've had the pleasure of being mentored by some incredibly impressive women. Catherine Garcia, Jackie Bray, Alicia Glenn, Mira Joshi, Marie-Therese Dominguez, and Joanne Papageorgis. I have so enjoyed learning from all of them. Also, my mother and father, who raised me with a commitment to public service and made me believe I could do anything. My children, whom I love very much, and who love me even when I forget to send them to school with a crazy hat on Crazy Hat Day. And my husband, who makes me laugh every day. Thank you all. Now let's get to work.
On-topic questions, please, for the mayor-elect and appointees. That was RT Morgan.
Hi, Mayor-elect.
Hi, Morgan.
One more day to say that.
Yeah.
10 more hours.
I said wait and see.
Right.
Here we are. Yes.
Just hoping, just two things. One, I was hoping if you could give an update on the Universal Child Care Program. Have you had more conversations with the governor about this? Anything that you can update us on with that aspect? And then secondly, was just wondering about the Gifted and Talented Program. I know you said that you wanted to end that for kindergartners. Are you still hoping to do so, and what your take is on it as well? Thank you.
So I'll start with the second question first. The enrollment program for the Gifted and Talented program for kindergarten is currently open. And we have both made very clear that we do not think that children as young as kindergartners should be subject to this kind of testing. And we also will not take action that will destabilize the lives of parents across this city. So for the program that is currently active, it will continue for the case that has been laid out for this next calendar year. And then in the years after that, we will fulfill the commitment that we've made specific to kindergartners. And then to your first question, universal child care continues to be a priority for our administration. And that is in part what has made me so excited to have Emmy in someone who has been helping prepare us for this work already and now will take a lead role in this. And it has been a part of conversations that we've had both internally as well as with the governor's team. And as the governor has said herself, 2026 is the year for childcare. And we truly believe that the absence of this, it is something that poses a great risk to our city and our state in terms of the ability for working class, middle class families to afford to stay here. So we will continue to not only have those conversations, but to start to share the details of what the plan looks like. How's it going?
To clarify your position now, are you asking the legislature to continue to give you mayoral control? And if that is the case, because I think I'm understanding you correctly, how did you reach the decision to pivot from where you were before? Get rid of mayoral control, bring some change, to keep mayoral control, bring some change. Can you step me through your logic behind the flip here?
The position I've held has always been motivated by a desire to deliver the best quality public education for New Yorkers across this city, and a concern in mayoral control, and especially the manner in which it has been used by the current administration to push parents, students, and teachers alike out of any process, whether it be of discussion or deliberation. And I will be asking the legislature for a continuation of mayoral control, and I will also be committed with my incoming schools chancellor to ensure that the mayoral control we preside over is not the same one that New Yorkers see today. It will be one that includes more involvement, more responsibility, more accessibility of the current processes that parents are told to engage in, but so often either do not know about, do not know how to be a part of, or do not see the need to do so, given how limited the scope is of those very kinds of bodies.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm Mary Lynn.
Hey, how's it going? Yes.
We talked to parent advocates today who tell us they didn't feel like they were included in the selection process for a new chancellor, and they are the ones that feel the children of the city. Do you have a response to that? Did you make before you were talking to parent advocates and groups about your selection?
You know, I have appreciated the conversations that we've had with New Yorkers for whom education is their primary concern, whether we are speaking of parent advocates or teachers or potential chancellors. And even within our own committee, within our transition, the reflections, the suggestions, they were critical in informing not only the rigorous process that we conducted in the selection of a new schools chancellor, but also the questions that we were asking, the places that we were pushing, because we both know that the responsibility is an immense one for New York City. It is also an immense opportunity to deliver in a manner that we have not yet seen.
Yeah, and do we know if the chancellor starts tomorrow, or when does he start?
We do know. The chancellor is going to be starting tomorrow, and I am also grateful that the current chancellor has agreed to stay on for an additional month to help with that transition so that no parent has to worry about the stability of the education system in our city.
So what was the reason? I'm sorry, we're running first. Go ahead. What was the reasoning behind not keeping Abu Islam and having a change mid-year? And I also have a follow-up for the chancellor. Do you want me to say it now?
Why not say it now? Okay. Everybody's doing the two questions at once today.
On the class size mandates, you've been focused on integration. What can we look forward to over the next year when more schools close? And also, the city's already far behind its deadline. Will you ask the legislature for some maybe clarity or changing the legislation, or the law rather, to give you guys more time to implement this model?
I'm starting to regret having taken the second question as well. No, go on. We'll start with the second one first. We, in the campaign, made it very clear that we take incredibly seriously the need to hire thousands more teachers. And we put forward a proposal of community to classroom, of how we would create new pathways for graduating high school seniors as well as for those who are looking to change career tracks midway through their professional life. That is absolutely something that we will be implementing, and we also know that the need for teachers exceeds that. That is the start of what we will do. And we are committed to implementing the class size mandate. It is something that I was proud to be a part of in Albany, and when we return to Albany for this upcoming legislative session, we will also make clear the kind of support that's necessary for the full implementation of that. Because as the Chancellor said, and as I also remarked upon, we cannot have it any longer that children are fighting for the attention of a teacher that has no means by which they can actually address all of the many kids in their own classroom. We have to set teachers up for excellence if we want to demand excellence of them. And to your first question, what I will say, actually, Chancellor, you want to add it?
Yeah. We are all in on meeting the class size mandate as much as possible. And I think there are several approaches And what you can look forward to is a lot of community and parent engagement around the processes that we're going to use to get there. But we are all committed to that.
And then to your first question, I'm incredibly appreciative of Chancellor Aviles Ramos's work and the conversations that we had over the course of this interview process, the manner in which she committed herself to it, and the candor and the good faith that she engaged with all of it. And I am also excited by what our incoming Chancellor presents in terms of a vision, in terms of a set of proposals, and in terms of the partnership that we are going to build to deliver for children across the city.
Okay, I have time for one or two more, so this row, keep it quick. Can we keep it to one, just
Yeah.
one more time?
Bus delays? Okay. Czar. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, I take very seriously that report, those findings, and I think you'll find in the Chancellor's remarks as well as in my own that the quality of education and experience that we deliver for disabled children across the city has to be a priority. And I am at once appreciative of the fact that the bus contract was not extended to the full proposed amount, and I know that this is a challenge that we will have to address, we will have to tackle, and it will be a focus for both the school's chancellor and myself.
Thank you guys so much.
You say the parents who voted
Super
for
quick.
you because you promised you would end mayoral controls on your website, talked about it even back in Albany, or you say the people that voted for you because you promised you would end it?
You know, I have always made clear that for me, the most important thing is the outcome at hand. And I understand that the way in which mayoral control has been used, especially by this administration, has been one that has pushed parents, students, and teachers further and further away from the process. And the answer cannot be the continuation of what we have seen mayoral control to be. We have to be able to balance both the incredible responsibilities we have to implement and deliver the education plans that we have already shared, as well as the ones that we will be deliberating and then deciding upon, as well as reforming this system through an aggressive democratization approach so that those same parents who continue to have those same concerns will find them being addressed in the structural changes we are making and in the changes we are making to the positions at hand. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
All right, so that was a press conference yesterday from Zohran Mamdani. And look, below, we are waiting for that inauguration ceremony. I saw Bernie Sanders, Senator Bernie Sanders, Attorney General. So that was a small picture we're bringing up. Yep, so it looks like everybody's getting in place. Again, that's Bernie Sanders there, Letitia James, and other, it looks like possibly members of Mamdani's. Yeah, AOC is there. It looks like members of maybe his family are there.
Yeah.
Hard to tell. But again, folks are getting set. It looks like things are getting ready to get underway.
But there's still empty chairs in the front, so I think we got a second.
Yeah, we got a second. Just to kind of give you some background, New York Mayor Zohran Mamdani, I say New York Mayor because he was sworn in last night officially became the 111th mayor of the nation's largest city. And so he is seeking to carry out the transformative, progressive platform on which he campaigned. Relatively unknown candidate last year, person now has taken over and as the 111th mayor of the largest city in the nation. All right. So as we await for this ceremony to get underway, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back here in just 2 minutes here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. Welcome back here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Nick Sturtevant. Carlene is here in studio with me. We're holding it down this afternoon, New Year's Day, first day of 2026.
That's right.
So we are, in the sake of transparency, we are waiting for the inauguration ceremony of Zohran Mamdani, the 111th mayor of New York City, as people are filing in on the stage. Well, as that gets going, Carlene, new year, new us.
Yes.
We talked about it at the end of the morning stream about what we are looking to bring in 2026, goals for 2026.
Mm-hmm.
The cool part about, as a reporter,
Mm-hmm.
covering New Year's Eve celebrations, talking to folks who actually are there at the New Year's Eve celebration, that's the cool part.
Yeah.
Because people are excited, in a good mood, and they tell you what they're hoping
working
for,
on,
working on. Do you want to hear what some of the folks in Uptown had to say last night?
You know, I said saying yes to things. I could use some new ideas.
Look, some great people that we interviewed. Bria Smith actually interviewed them yesterday. Let's take a listen to what folks had to say before the clock struck midnight in Uptown.
I don't even have to ask if you're excited for the new year. Clearly, I saw you dancing up there, and you've got the spirit. What are you looking forward to this new year? If you have any, maybe New Year's resolutions?
You know what? I'm just looking forward to just spending more time with my family. But everything that's going on is just that you can't take time for granted. And I came up here from Georgia to visit my family that's up here, and I'm just so happy really to be here and to be around them right now.
I was just going to ask if this is your first time here at Truist
Yes,
Field,
yeah.
Life. What do you think about it? What are you excited to do here?
Oh my God, this is so awesome. We was trying to do a dance off over there when you caught me dancing and stuff. Yeah, we were trying to do a dance off, but I had saw this online and I was just like, that would be a great way to spend New Year's instead of out at the bar or anything. Just having fun, being a kid again, enjoying life with my family. So I'm really excited to be here. This is awesome. It really is. Yeah.
I love it. I mean, can I come join y'all? Or something?
Listen, you ain't said nothing if you want to dance.
Very lastly, CMPD, our local law enforcement is out, but there have been a few shootings this year that the Uptown area has seen, but we have seen several police cars. Do you feel safe, or what does that mean that law enforcement is here just to make sure that people can have a great time?
You know what? I think that sometimes they get a bad rap. They're out here trying to they're away from their families too. It's the holiday. They probably want to be out here dancing with us too. So, just as a time for us to go into the new year, like I said, there's so much going on. Let's just try to love each other. And I thank the police for what they're doing, trying to keep everybody safe. I really do. I actually feel safe today. This is awesome. I feel really good right now. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. I wanted to bring my year in hanging out with my friend, and we thought this would be a perfect way to start our year off.
Absolutely. Is this your guys' first time here at Truist Field or at Light the Night?
Yes.
Absolutely. What are you guys looking forward to do the most here?
Snow tubing.
Absolutely. So obviously the New Year is just a few hours away. You guys look pretty young. Do you have any New Year's resolutions or goals that you guys want to accomplish next year?
I want to not do all the things that I didn't do that I wish I didn't do last year this year.
Okay, great answer. What are some of those things?
Last year, this year, I was just spending my money. This year, maybe I want to start saving my money, start planning for my future.
Absolutely. How about you?
This year, I want to avoid procrastination constantly.
Absolutely. Now, are you guys here with family? Is it just the two of you guys?
It's just us.
Okay. So obviously, there's law enforcement outside the gates. Do you guys feel pretty safe? I know you guys are, again, pretty young, but you guys feel safe being out here? Are you guys excited? Do you think it'll be a good New Year's Eve?
Yes.
Well, it's a great. Thank you. We appreciate it.
So talk to me about your New Year's resolution. Are you excited for what's to come in this new year?
I'm completely stoked about this new year, and my New Year resolution would be to become a better version of myself.
Amen. Why did you guys choose Truist Field? I know Uptown is really beautiful, so there's a lot of things that you guys could be doing tonight, but why Truist Field?
We came last year and we had a ball.
Okay. Kind of talk about what, for people who don't know, or people who might not even be coming tonight, once this airs and they see it, kind of describe what'll be, happening here.
We're gonna go skating. We're gonna go, what's it called? Tubing. Yeah.
Can't wait.
Awesome. And then as far as safety goes, there's a couple of CMPD officers and different things. So do you guys feel like it'll be a safe, fun night bringing in the new year?
Definitely.
Absolutely. So why did you guys choose Truist Field? You could have chosen anywhere in Uptown to kind of bring in the new year, but you're here.
I think we were looking to spend it with the family,
So, and here we all are.
Okay, you guys got a large
Yeah,
group
right there, yeah.
Oh, fun, exciting. Okay, so is this your guys' first time here, or have you been?
First time at Tourist Field.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys haven't even experienced like the nights yet?
No.
Oh, it's exciting. I went 2 weeks ago. It's super fun. But, I mean, what is some New Year's resolutions that you guys have? I know that's kind of like top of the list for everyone each year.
I feel like working out should be one of them.
Let's see. Just
Spending more time with family, maybe.
man, you've stumped me.
Yeah.
I'm not a New Year's resolution person.
I know. I get it. Totally get it. Lastly, do you think that, because there's CMPD all over, their plan is really just for safety and for people to just have a happy New Year's Eve? Do you guys feel safe? Do you guys think it'll be?
I think we feel 100% safe down
Yeah,
here.
that's why we brought the family down, so we're excited.
Well, absolutely.
All right, so that you heard from some of the folks here in Uptown last night. Some people have resolutions, some don't have resolutions, but they were excited to be in Uptown last night. It was chilly in Uptown. Did you venture outside for a little bit at night?
Not really.
Yeah.
I think we went to the end of a driveway to do some sparklers.
Nice.
That's about it.
That is always a good plan. I haven't done that in a long time, by the way.
I hadn't either. I mean, I was with a dear friend who has a little one, so that's why we did it.
Yeah.
Back when I lived in South Carolina, it's you can do fireworks all the time. I feel like I did it a lot more just because it's easily accessible.
It makes sense.
We're
even
though we're right next to the border, and yes, you will still see them up here, but it's not as prevalent as down there. It is.
Right. Yeah, it's all over the place.
Growing up, it was everybody on the block.
I lived and worked in South Carolina, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
All right, so we're keeping an eye on the inauguration ceremony at New York City. Zohran Mamdani, elected as mayor of New York City, sworn in at midnight. You see some folks coming out. Okay, so that last row is being filled in as we speak. So
it's got to be getting ready here soon.
Yeah, I was like, well, let's hang on for this for a minute. We saw a promotional video for the inauguration play on one of the screens just moments ago. It looks like he is here.
There he is.
All right, let's take it.
Let's see if I can hear anything right quick.
Okay, so I'll talk over. So Zohran Mamdani and his wife, they're walking out. You see the crowd getting excited.
Cheering.
He is waving, smile, the signature smile per usual, as you see Zohran Mamdani walking down with his wife, waving to the crowd there. Officially became the 111th mayor of the nation's largest city at midnight. Again, as he seeks to carry out the transformative progressive platform on which he campaigned. A guy who was a relative unknown at the top of last year, had a meteoric rise when it comes to his campaign. Are they getting things ready right now?
I hear they're presenting the flags and stuff right now. We can watch.
Okay, let's listen in to what's happening right now.
Please welcome to the stage Javier Munoz as we rise for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
To deliver a welcome message, introducing Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
My name is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and it is my deep honor and privilege to welcome you to the inauguration of our new mayor of New York City, Zohran Kwame Mamdani. We gather here today to celebrate the beginning of his leadership, as well as that of two incredible elected officials who will be guiding the city by his side, Public Advocate Jumaane D. Williams and our new controller, Mark D. Levine. We also celebrate the hundreds and thousands of public servants and city leaders getting to work today, from our sanitation workers and librarians to our commissioners, deputy mayors, and our school's chancellor, as they care for our city and its people in the coming weeks, months, and years. Together, this ascent marks a new era for New York City, led by a historic new mayor in Zohran Mamdani, guided by his dedication to a working class that makes our beautiful city run. Importantly, I also ask that we consider today an inauguration for each one of us, too, the nearly 8.5 million New Yorkers who make up the greatest city on earth. Because it is the people of New York City who have chosen historic, ambitious leadership in response to untenable and unprecedented times. New York, we have chosen courage over fear. We have chosen prosperity for the many over spoils for the few. And when the entrenched ways would rather have us dig in our feet and seek refuge in the past, we have chosen instead to turn towards making a new future for all of us. In Zohran Mamdani, we have chosen a mayor who is relentlessly dedicated to making life not just possible, but aspirational for working people. New York City has chosen the ambitious pursuit of universal child care, affordable rent and housing, and clean and dignified public transit for all. And we have chosen that over the distractions of bigotry and the barbarism of extreme income inequality. We have chosen this path because we know that it's the right thing to do, it's the smart thing to do, and that if we can make it here, we can make it anywhere. New York City, this is an inauguration for all of us, because choosing this mayor and this vision is an ambitious pursuit. It calls on all of us to return to public life en masse. Now is the time for us to turn towards our neighbors, stand with them, and return to community life. A city for all will require all of us to fill our our streets, our schools, our houses of faith, our PTAs and our block associations as we support this mayor in making an affordable city a reality for all of us. Zohran Mamdani will be the first Muslim mayor of our great city. He will be our first immigrant mayor in over a century. And he will be the youngest mayor of New York City in generations. But most importantly, Zohran will be a mayor for all of us. With that, let us extend our deepest well wishes and support to Zohran, his wife Rama, and his family, as well as those of our public advocate, Jumani Williams, and controller, Mark Levine. We send you, your spouses and families, and all your loved ones, all the support in the world as you embark on this great pursuit of a better city and future for all. Felicidades.
From the Islamic Center of New York City, please welcome Imam Khalid Latif, joined on stage by representatives from New York City's many faith communities, Rabbi Ellen Lippman, Pastor Andrew Wilkes, Reverend Stephen Green, Elder Jeffrey Sigler, Achuria Arun Gosai, and Sardeep Tandeep Kaur.
Let us pray. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Arhamar Rahimin, most merciful of those who show mercy, we turn to you on this day from our city with hopeful hearts. Thank you for this moment. Thank you for the amazing individuals you have gathered here, diverse in color, language, journey, and name, but united in purpose, stitched together by shared hopes, all yearning to build something meaningful, lasting, and rooted in love, dignity, respect, and justice, no longer for the few, but for all. We come before you mindful that moments like this do not arrive on their own. They are carried forward by sacrifice, by organizing, by courage, by people who refuse to accept that the way things were was the way they had to remain.
Say so.
We come knowing that this day stands on the shoulders of so many who were told to wait their turn, to quiet their demands, to lower their expectations, but instead chose to believe that another New York was possible. We recognize that belief is not abstract. It was practiced by tenants organizing against displacement, by workers demanding fair wages, by parents advocating for their children's futures, by communities who kept showing up even when the odds said they should not. We gather today with hearts shaped by this city, by its noise in its neighborhoods, by its subways and sanctuaries, by the dreams carried in many languages and the prayers whispered on crowded blocks. We thank you for New York City, for a place that has taught the world how difference can become strength, how survival can become solidarity, how strangers can become neighbors, and for being a place that taught us that a young immigrant, democratic socialist Muslim can be bold enough to run and brave enough to win. Not by abandoning conviction, but by standing firmly within it. Not by shrinking who he is, but by trusting that authenticity can move a city towards justice. We thank you for the beautiful diversity of this city, for a people formed across continents and generations, across race and religion, culture and class. Teach us to never see that diversity as something to manage or fear, but as a sacred trust, a collective inheritance that expands our moral imagination and strengthens our shared future. Yes. On this day of transition and responsibility, we ask you to bless this moment of leadership and all who are entrusted with the weight of public service. Grant wisdom to Mayor Zohran Mamdani and remind him that leadership is not about power but about proximity to the people who struggle, to the voices too often ignored, to the lives behind the statistics. Keep him close to the realities of this city, to the family doubling up in a one-bedroom apartment because rent has outpaced wages, to the home health aide commuting hours each day to care for others while struggling to afford care for themselves, to the public school student navigating overcrowded classrooms, to the small business owner choosing between closing their doors or passing rising costs onto neighbors who already have too little.
That's right.
Bless him with the courage to remain grounded, the humility to keep learning, and the strength to lead with principle, even when the pressure to compromise is loud.
That's right.
Let his leadership reflect the movements and communities that made this moment possible, and never let him forget that this office exists to serve the people, not to rise above them.
Come on.
We lift up all those who came together to make what many said can never happen, happen. Organizers and volunteers, neighbors who spoke to neighbors, young people who believe their voices matter, elders who remembered past struggles and recognized this moment as part of a longer arc. Bless those who knocked on doors in the cold, who stood on street corners with clipboards and hope, who had difficult conversations rooted in love, and who chose participation over despair. Let the spirit that carried this moment forward not fade after today, but deepen and always endure. Make this city affordable for the families who built it and the workers who sustain it. Let no one have to choose between rent and dignity, between medicine and meals, between staying and surviving. We lift before you those living paycheck to paycheck in the shadow of unimaginable wealth, those working multiple jobs yet still one emergency away from crisis, those whose labor keeps the city moving but whose lives feel increasingly pushed to the margins. Let justice not be a slogan but a structure. Let equity not be a promise but a practice. Let policy be shaped by compassion and budgets reflective of our values. Protect the most vulnerable amongst us, our children and elders, our immigrants and asylum seekers, our unhoused neighbors, our workers, our artists, our caregivers, and the students who keep this city alive. Heal what has been broken by neglect and greed. Soften hearts hardened by fear. Replace cynicism with courage and despair with collective hope. And let that hope be something we practice daily, not something we push back. Let it live in our policies, our streets, our schools, and our systems. Teach us that hope is not passive. It is built through accountability, through care, and through a refusal to abandon one another. Remind all New Yorkers, those born here and those who arrived yesterday, that the city belongs to all of us and that our liberation is bound together. Help us show up for one another, not just in moments of crisis, but in the long, patient work of care. Teach us that the city we pray for is the city we must also build. And make this administration and all of us who call this place home a means of mercy, a force for fairness, and a reflection of your justice in this world. Let this moment be not an ending, but a beginning. Let what was once thought impossible become the standard by which we measure our future. And let New York City continue to show the world what is possible when people believe in one another, and continue to show that respect, dignity, and compassion are no longer for the few, but for the all. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Well done. Well done, Imam. Well done.
All right, so the inauguration ceremony is underway for Zohran Mamdani, as we heard from AOC. We heard a prayer there. Also, who else did we heard from? Someone else? Did we hear from somebody else during the inauguration ceremony? Okay. Those two. Okay, I didn't want to miss out on anybody. So again, the inauguration for Zohran Mamdani, the 111th mayor of New York City.
I did see this. I think these are the kids of like PS22.
Okay.
And they're about to sing.
Okay.
They're not obviously not singing yet. They're playing, for transparency's sake, they're playing music that we can't stream because it's copywritten and we don't want to get in trouble. So
right.
We're stalling.
So again, those young kids there in the freezing cold, along with a lot of folks there in the freezing cold. Again, Zohran Mamdani, he was actually sworn in during a private ceremony at midnight. Okay, we're ready to go? Let's take a listen in.
Let's jumble and the raindrops tumble all around. Heaven opens a magic lane. When all the clouds darken up the skyway, there's a rainbow highway to be found, leading from your window pane to a place behind the sun, just a step beyond the rain. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh why can't we? Bravo! Bravo! Say hello! Say hello! Hello! Beautiful, beautiful.
Come lit, still I drop lazy. None of that maybe. And I
All right, so we heard from those kids there. Did we ever figure out the gentleman's name that was singing? Did you say his name? Okay.
That is Mandy Patinkin.
Yeah.
He was in Homeland. He was also in The Princess Bride. He's in Criminal Minds. He's done a lot of things. Yes.
Oh.
He's been around for a minute. He collaborated with Andrew Lloyd Webber on Broadway. He's a big deal.
Pretty big deal, Jeff.
Yeah.
It looks like that is Letitia James speaking. Let's take a listen into what she's saying.
Good afternoon and Happy New Year. I am so proud to be here today to usher in a new day for New York City. And today it is my honor and my privilege to swear in someone who has been a champion for tenants, a fearless fighter for working people in every corner of our city, my friend and the next controller of New York City, Mark Levine. It is truly my honor and my privilege to administer his oath of office. Controller-elect Levine, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Mark Levine,
Mark Levine,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the Controller of the City of New York
of the Controller of the City of New York
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, Mr. Controller.
All right, well, there's no going back. Give it up for the best Attorney General in America, Tish James. Give it up for the PS22 chorus, all the way from Staten Island to Staten Island in the house. The rest are stuck on the ferry. All right. Thank you to my wonderful family, my wife, Evelise, and our sons, Alejandro and Daniel. I love you so, so much. Thank you to my partners in city government, our new mayor, Zohran Mamdani, and public advocate, Jamani Williams. How remarkable is it that on these steps today, we have 3 swearings in, one by a leader using a Quran, one by a leader using a Christian Bible, and one by a leader using a Chumash, or Hebrew Bible. I am proud to live in a city where this is possible. Muy buenos días a todos y a todos. Me alegro que estén acá con nosotros. Lamento que están pasando tanto frío, pero ni modo. ברוכים הבאים לכולכם, איזה כיף שבאתם. שלום פוימה edomazisas. Now, for those of you who do not know Spanish, Hebrew, or Greek, welcome, thank you, and please download Duolingo. Now, I know what you're all thinking. What the heck is a comptroller? Excellent question. This job is about ensuring that people who have spent their lives working for this city can retire with dignity. It's about ensuring that our budget reflects our values, that our government inspires the trust of its people. A comptroller also understands the consequences for working class families when they are excluded from our economic system. I have seen this in my own neighborhood of Washington Heights, where far too many families, for far too long, have been held back from achieving their dreams, blocked from banks, and forced to rely instead on pawn shops and loan sharks. Back in the 1990s, I founded a community credit union uptown to change this. This financial cooperative, owned by the community, has lent out over $100 million in small loans in the neighborhood, with a 98% repayment rate, proving that when you give working people an opportunity, they will seize it. This is what our city must do now on a grand scale. Build an economy where we care for each other, where our prosperity is shared, where everyone has a fair shot. Our city today is booming for people at the top, but it's getting tougher and tougher for working families to pay their rent, to find a job with a living wage, and yes, Mr. Mayor, to find affordable child care. A comptroller must use the tools of the office to close this gap, and I will. We will invest tens of millions of dollars in new units of affordable housing to build all over the 5 boroughs. We'll make sure that housing is actually built, no matter the opposition from entrenched constituencies. We'll use the powers of oversight in the comptroller's office to ensure that the city keeps its promises, that it delivers the highest quality city services, that every nonprofit with a city contract actually gets paid on time. Wow, very big applause line. Note that, Mr. Mayor. We got to work on that. We will secure full funding for legal services for New Yorkers facing eviction so that at last our city lives up to its obligations under our first in the nation right to counsel law for tenants. Right, Vanessa Gibson? You on board for that? We will invest in protecting our imperiled planet by accelerating our city's transition to green energy, so that one day, when we look at New York from above, we will see a city full of solar panels and trees. We will protect the immigrants of this city, so that families are not ripped apart by masked, unnamed government agents. And we will seek to understand each other. Though we will not always see the world the same way, we can and must ensure that all New Yorkers feel safe and respected, whether they're entering a house of worship, lighting a menorah in public, or saying the Salah prayer anywhere in this city. Our city government can and must take on the challenges of this moment. But to do that, we need a better city government, one that uses the tools of the modern era, a government freed from the worst limitations of bureaucracy, one nimble enough to move fast during a period of accelerating change, and to capitalize on the new promises of technology while protecting against its perils. No other city on earth has this many lives, languages, and dreams in one place. Our task now is to ensure that this will be a city where all of us together can achieve those dreams. Almost 30 years ago, I stood in a small storefront in Washington Heights, helping immigrant neighbors open their first savings accounts. They trusted us with their dreams, a small business, a child's education, a home of their own. Today, you have entrusted me with something far greater, to safeguard the resources and the future of this entire city. I promise you, I will honor that trust every single day. Muchísimas gracias. Toda rabá. Efcharisto poli. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, first of all, I want to thank the mayor. I want to thank the mayor and his staff for inviting me, for the honor of inviting me here to read this poem. This morning, when I woke up, my wife joked that sometime during the campaign, there was probably somebody who said, him? He'll get elected when hell freezes over. So here we are. And I really want to really just thank the biggest, greatest gift I think I've ever had was to be in the Blue Room this morning after doing sound check, because the energy and the recognition and the joy of this moment was incredible. I mean, this is it, isn't it? I mean, this is what this work has been about, right? And it was just wonderful to see people see that moment. I was reminded this morning that New York was the first capital of the United States. And it seems to me that this might be another kind of new beginning for a certain kind of energy that might be starts here and goes out across the country, the rest of the nation. So, though this is a New York poem, a New York-based poem, I'd like to dedicate this poem. I just retired. I'd like to dedicate this poem to my trans, queer, foreign students of color at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. So they can see this is possible. The poem is called Proof. You have to imagine it. Who said you were too dark, too large, too queer, too loud? Who said you were too poor, too strange, too fat? You have to imagine it. Who said you must keep quiet? Who heard your story, then rolled their eyes? Who tried to change your name to invisible? You've got to imagine. Who heard your name and refused to pronounce it? Who checked their watch and said, "Not now"? James Baldwin wrote, "The place in which I'll fit will not exist until I make it." New York, city of invention, roiling town, refresher and renewer. New York, city of the real, where the canyons whisper in 100 tongues. New York, where your lucky self waits for your arrival, where there is always soil for your root. This is our time. The taste of us, the spice of us, the hollers and the rhythms and the beats of us, in the echo of our ancestors who made certain we know who we are. City of insistence, city of resistance. You have to imagine an army that wins without firing a bullet, a joy that wears down the rock of no. Up from insults, up from blocked doors, up from trick bags, up from fear, up from shame, up from the way it was done before. You have to imagine that space they said wasn't yours, that time they said you'd never own. The invisible city lit, on its way. This moment is our proof. Thank you.
Show me what community looks like. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Amadou Lee, and I'm a Senegalese American, a proud New Yorker, and I am honored to be a naturalized American citizen. I came into this country in 2001 as a teenager. I was undocumented, with no one and nowhere to turn. Yet, I felt at home. As I walked through the city, the bright light seems to whisper in my ear, telling me, dream, Amadou, dream. You too, you belong here. But being undocumented meant living in fear. It meant being vulnerable. It meant facing deportation. However, after my life story made the front page of the New York Times, something extraordinary happened. People showed up, blue-collar workers, teachers, celebrities, even presidents, they too said that I belong here too. Because of them, I was allowed to stay here. Because of them, I was allowed to study. I was allowed to build a life. But every day, thousands of New Yorkers face the fear I once did without the spotlight. They fear being abducted, detained, and disappeared. With me today is Miss Aissatou Diallo and Mr. Perez. Miss Diallo has lived in the United States for over 20 years. This past Thanksgiving, she was abducted by ICE at LaGuardia Airport. She was shackled and detained. After decades of building a life here, her freedom was suddenly stripped away. Mr. Perez and his family fled Venezuela in search of safety to New York City. He and his partner and their 3 beautiful children were summoned to 26 Federal Plaza just before Christmas. Just before Christmas. Not knowing whether they would walk out together as a family. And standing beside each one, as he stood beside many New Yorkers, was public advocate Jumaane D. Williams. He used his position, he used his voice and his power, not for himself, but to defend people that are under attack, to speak to those whose voices are too often ignored. And because of that solidarity, because that leadership showed up, because the neighbors showed up, Ms. Diallo and the Perez family can be here today with us. I would like to thank everyone who continued to stand with immigrant families in the face of fear and intimidation, and everyone who refused to look away. We are the proof that it matters, and we are reminded that advocacy can truly change lives. Because of the courage and compassion of New Yorkers, we stand here today at City Hall, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to swear in the people's voice, the people's champion, our public advocate, Mr. Jumaane D. Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for him.
Please raise your right hand. I, Jumaane D. Williams,
I, Jumaane D. Williams,
do solemnly affirm
that
I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of
the Office of Public Advocate for the City of New York,
of the Office of the Public Advocate for the City of New York,
according to the best of my abilities.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
I didn't forget. So Ron, Mark, we did it. We're here. Thanks to everybody out here. Thank y'all. Peace and blessing, love and light as we begin a new term, a new era for New York City. Thank you, everyone. I want to thank Amadou and these inspiring families for being here at this ceremony in New York. I'm a son of immigrants myself. My parents came over from Grenada over 50 years ago. I was just sworn in on my late father's Bible. My mother is here today. I'm so proud to have my family, my wife and my children and my sister and my mom, everyone standing with theirs. Their stories perfectly capture this moment for the city. The challenges we face, the hardships we endure, and the hope that persists. Those realities are often in tension because this is a time and a place of contradictions. One where even as the federal government drives us to despair, local leadership can invite inspiration. When this celebration at City Hall is only blocks from tribulation at Federal Plaza. When the relief that these families are still united comes as so many are being separated. And this sense of contradiction carries across the 5 boroughs. This is a city of enormous wealth and enduring poverty, of the greed of some and the generosity of many, of darkness and of light. And I've seen the darkness, of course, yet I look out on New York today and I see so much light. These contradictions mean we can at once love our city as it is and challenge its flaws, not as a reason for pessimism, but a call for activism. As public advocate, I've tried to be an activist elected official, someone who pushes back. Now I see the chance to push forward. To provide accountability aimed at the ideal that government has an opportunity and an obligation to do good. At the core of public service and progressivism is the principle of making government work and showing people it can work for them. That means we need to meet people where they are, also show grace instead of ignoring what brought them there, and be honest about why. The powers in place would rather create an other to blame for our problems than to address them, whether it be our immigrant communities, our trans siblings, our homeless neighbors, or too many other marginalized groups. Rejecting those ideas means naming the reason that the powers in place perpetuate them, because if we are divided, the status quo stands. Whether you arrived in our city generations ago, or 5 years ago, or 5 minutes ago, the reason so many New Yorkers have too little are not because of the people who have even less or who have been here for less time, not because of the people pushed to the bottom, but the systems entrenched at the top. That's where we should focus our anger and our action. If we are not driven apart by the divisions of our races, our religions, our identities, but pulled together by the commonalities in our emotions, our needs, and our humanity, then we can all climb. I know that the project of New York is possible. That great mosaic described by another mayor who believed in democratic social ideals, David Dinkins. Yet the truth of it is there are people who are rooting for New York to fail. Some couch it in concern, others openly scorn our city, but at the heart of this hate is the truth that our success, that our very existence belies their core belief that New York is not possible. They demonize us because our mosaic challenges their ideology. They want to be right in their cynicism more than they want us to succeed in our idealism. They are driven by the idea that bringing together so many diverse people, cultures, faiths, identities into a united community is impossible. But New York, we are a shining beacon of possibility. We cross new cultural borders through each subway stop and are introduced to new experiences through each passenger. Our possibilities come in every language and from every heritage. So do our prayers, so do our people, so does our power. We've shown it in the face of oligarchy and authoritarianism. Neighbors standing with neighbors across borough and background to defend immigrant communities and feed hungry families. We see it in the multicultural mosaic that brought us to this very moment. Even with this great moment, I know that realizing the full potential of our possibility will not be easy. It never has been. Yet I believe it's possible to make great progress because I've seen it through my years in the building behind me and the streets before us. I've been in our movement and I've seen things move. The simple truth is that governing is hard, that achievement is exhausting, and I aim to assist my partners in government when possible and hold them to account when necessary to learn from what we've done and guide what we can do. I believe in this possibility that with the people, the tools, the passions, and the compassion that we need, we can meet the moment and create change. We can look into the unknown and see opportunity. That's the thing about uncertainty. Anything can happen, but anything can happen. We could make New York more affordable, more safe, and more just. We could, we can, and we have to try. This optimism toward action is embedded not only in our city's heritage, history, but in my heritage. In Grenada, Maurice Bishop took up the fight for these radical, crazy ideas, socialist ideals like housing, healthcare, and education. He demanded that we move forward ever, backward never. And today I echo that call from the Isle of Spice to the island of Manhattan. He also cautioned that revolutionaries do not have the right to be cowards. We can be afraid, but we have to meet that courage to match it. There are things to be feared, but there is also reason to hope. Hope is the embrace of possibility. Hope and fear are undeniably connected. Hope is the belief that good can come. Fear is the worry that it won't. In these contradicting ideals, we are faced with a choice, and I choose hope. In other words, I have faith. But faith without works is dead. So today, I'm committing to the work of public service, and I ask every New Yorker to commit their own talents to use what they have and do what they can for the success of our city and everyone who calls it home. I don't know if when my Grenadian mother arrived as a teenager, she hoped that a half a century later her son would speak from these steps. But she could have, because here in New York City, we choose to celebrate possibility and work to make reality. I wish I could go back and tell my younger self that. Instead, I'll say it to my daughters today, to the children of the Perez-Alameda family, to everyone who may question their own worth like I did, or whether it's worth fighting for the city with all its contradictions and problems and possibilities. And I gotta take a second to say something to so many young people who are out there. But I'm gonna say it to one person who's waited 49 years to hear it. Little black boy, you were worth it, and you always were. And without any titles, you were enough. You were always enough, and you deserve to accept love, and you deserve to be protected. And I'm honored to be here to help create a city that's worthy of that for you. And I'm so proud of you. So just hold on, we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. I'm so proud of you.
It's all right. Let's go. We're gonna be all right.
As we head into a new year, a new term, I want to ask all of you to take an oath with me. Our neighbors, I know in Brazil, adopted this motto that I've tried to embody. I did hear it for Comptroller Lander, but I got to give him his credit. That no one let go of anyone's hands, because if we're all connected, we can't lose anyone. So we hold on to the hand of our neighbor and we reach out with our other hand to grasp someone who may fall through the cracks, and we bring them along. I want everyone, if they're comfortable, take a hand of the person next to you or the arm and just repeat after me. We can all be the voice of the people. I know what's ahead, but I won't lose hold. And I won't lose hope. Anything can happen, so anything can happen. And as we march forward, no one let go of anyone's hands. Peace.
Happy New Year.
As we go marching, marching in the beauty of the day, a million darkened kitchens, 1,000 mill-lofts gray, are touched with all the radiance that a sudden sun discloses. For the people hear us singing, bread and roses, bread and roses. As we go marching, marching, we battle to for men, for they are women's children, and we mother them again. Our lives shall not be sweated from birth until life closes. Hearts starve as well as bodies. Give us bread, but give us roses. As we go marching, marching, unnumbered women dead go crying through our singing their ancient call for bread. Small art and love and beauty, their drudging spirits new. Yes, it is bread we fight for, but we fight for roses too. As we go marching, marching, we bring the greater days. The rising of the women means the rising of the race. No more the drudge and idler tend that toil where one reposes, but a sharing of life's glories, bread and roses, bread and roses. Our lives shall not be sweated from birth until life closes. Hearts starve as well as bodies, bread and roses, bread and roses.
Thank you. Congratulations, Oran.
Come gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, thank you very much for inviting me to what has been an extraordinarily moving and beautiful afternoon. And I'm here mostly to thank the people of New York City. At a time in our country's history when we are seeing too much hatred, too much divisiveness, and too much injustice, thank you for electing Zohran Mamdani as your mayor. New York, thank you for inspiring our nation. Thank you for giving us from coast to coast the hope and the vision that we can create government that works for all, not just the wealthy and the few. At a moment when people in America, and in fact throughout the world, are losing faith in democracy, over 90,000 of you in this city volunteered for Zohran's campaign. You knocked on doors. You shared your dreams and your hopes for the future of this city. And in the process, you took on the Democratic establishment, the Republican establishment, the President of the United States, and some enormously wealthy oligarchs. And you defeated them in the biggest political upset in modern American history. You showed the world the most important lesson that can be learned today, and that is that when working people stand together, when we don't let them divide us up, there is nothing we cannot accomplish. Running a great and winning campaign was extremely difficult, but governing a city of 8 million people with all of its complexities and all of the problems that Zohran is inheriting will be even harder. Zohran needed your help to win the election. Now he will need your help to govern. Grassroots democracy and people participating in the day-to-day struggles of this city will lead to good governance. Please remain involved. You know, all of us have heard how Zohran's opponents have called the agenda that he campaigned on radical, communistic, and absolutely unachievable. Really? That's not what we believe. In the richest country in the history of the world, making sure that people can live in affordable housing is not radical. It is the right and decent thing to do. And in the midst of a massive housing crisis, it is exactly what the people of this city and this country want and need. Providing free and high-quality child care is not radical. Countries all over the world have done it for years. It is what our kids require if they're going to be well prepared for school, and what working parents desperately need. It is, in fact, what every city in America should be doing. Free bus transportation is not radical. It will save workers time and money, protect our environment, and make the city more efficient. And making sure that every family in the city, regardless of income, has access to decent, quality food at an affordable cost is not radical. Good nutrition keeps us healthy, helps prevent chronic illnesses. in the long run, city-sponsored grocery stores will save society money. Lastly, and maybe most importantly, demanding that the wealthy and large corporations start paying their fair share of taxes. As I was saying, demanding that the wealthy and large corporations start paying their fair share of taxes is not radical. It is exactly the right thing to do. Today, while over 60% of our people in New York, people in Vermont, people all over this country are living paycheck to paycheck, we have more income and wealth inequality than we have ever had. While tens of millions struggle to put food on the table, pay for health care, pay for housing, the top 1% have never, ever had it so good. And yet, there are billionaires and large corporations that pay almost nothing in taxes. That has got to end. That will end. The billionaire class in this city and in this country have got to understand that in America, they cannot have it all. That America, our great country, must belong to all of us, not just a few. And that lesson begins today in New York City. Let me thank you all for the hope and inspiration that you are giving people all over this country. And now it is my honor to swear in your new mayor. Please repeat after me. I, Zohran Kwame Mamdani.
I, Zohran Kwame Mamdani.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the State of New York.
The Constitution of the State of New York.
And the Charter of the City of New York.
And the Charter of the City of New York.
And that I will faithfully discharge the duties.
And that I will faithfully discharge the duties.
Of the office of the Mayor of the City of New York.
Of the office of the Mayor of the City of New York.
According to the best of my ability.
According to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God. My fellow New Yorkers, today begins a new era. I stand before you, moved by the privilege of taking this sacred oath, humbled by the faith that you have placed in me, and honored to serve as either your 111th or 112th mayor of New York City. But I do not stand alone. I stand alongside you, the tens of thousands of you gathered here in Lower Manhattan, warmed against the January chill by the resurgent flame of hope. I stand alongside countless more New Yorkers watching from cramped kitchens in Flushing and barbershops in East New York, from cell phones propped against the dashboards of parked taxicabs at LaGuardia, from hospitals in Mott Haven and libraries in El Barrio that have too long known only neglect. I stand alongside construction workers in steel-toed boots and halal cart vendors whose knees ache from working all day. I stand alongside neighbors who carry a plate of food to the elderly couple down the hall, those in a rush who still lift strangers' strollers up subway stairs, and every person who makes the choice day after day, even when it feels impossible, to call our city home. I stand alongside over 1 million New Yorkers who voted for this day nearly 2 months ago. And I stand just as resolutely alongside those who did not. I know there are some who view this administration with distrust or disdain, or who see politics as permanently broken. And while only action can change minds, I promise you this: if you are a New Yorker, I am your mayor. Regardless of whether we agree, I will protect you, celebrate with you, mourn alongside you, and never, not for a second, hide from you. I thank the labor and movement leaders here today, the activists and the elected officials who will return to fighting for New Yorkers the second this ceremony concludes, and the performers who have gifted us with their talent. Thank you to Governor Hochul. Thank you as well to Mayor Adams. Dorothy's son, a son of Brownsville who rose from washing dishes to the highest position in our city, for being here as well. He and I have had our share of disagreements, but I will always be touched that he chose me as the mayoral candidate that he would most want to be trapped with on an elevator. Thank you to the two titans who, as an assembly member, I've had the privilege of being represented by in Congress, Nidia Velázquez and our incredible opening speaker, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. You have paved the way for this moment. Thank you to the man whose leadership I seek most to emulate, who I am so grateful to be sworn in by today, Senator Bernie Sanders. Thank you to my teams, from the assembly to the campaign to the transition, and now the team I am so excited to lead from City Hall. Thank you to my parents, Mama and Baba, for raising me, for teaching me how to be in this world, and for having brought me to this city. Thank you to my family, from Kampala to Delhi. And thank you to my wife, Rama. For being my best friend and for always showing me the beauty in everyday things. And most of all, thank you to the people of New York. A moment like this comes rarely. Seldom do we hold such an opportunity to transform and reinvent. Rarer still is it the people themselves whose hands are the ones upon the levers of change. And yet we know that too often in our past, moments of great possibility have been promptly surrendered to small imagination and smaller ambition. What was promised was never pursued. What could have changed remained the same. For the New Yorkers most eager to see our city remade, the weight has only grown heavier. The wait has only grown longer. In writing this address, I have been told that this is the occasion to reset expectations, that I should use this opportunity to encourage the people of New York to ask for little and expect even less. I will do no such thing. The only expectation I seek to reset is that of small expectations. Beginning today, we will govern expansively and audaciously. We may not always succeed, but never will we be accused of lacking the courage to try. To those who insist that the era of big government is over, hear me when I say this. No longer will City Hall hesitate to use its power to improve New Yorkers' lives. For too long, we have turned to the private sector for greatness while accepting mediocrity from those who serve the public. I cannot blame anyone who has come to question the role of government, whose faith in democracy has been eroded by decades of apathy. We will restore that trust by walking a different path, one where government is no longer solely the final recourse for those struggling, one where excellence is no longer the exception. We expect greatness from the cooks wielding 1,000 spices, from those who stride out onto our Broadway stages, and from our starting point guard at Madison Square Garden. Let us demand the same from those who work in government. In a city where the mere names of our streets are associated with the innovation of the industries that call them home, we will make the word City Hall synonymous with both resolve and results. As we embark upon this work, let us advance a new question, a new answer to the question asked of every generation. Who does New York belong to? For much of our history, the response from City Hall has been simple. It belongs only to the wealthy and well-connected, those who never strain to capture the attention of those in power. Working people have reckoned with the consequences. Crowded classrooms and public housing developments where the elevators sit out of orders. Roads littered with potholes and buses that arrive half an hour late, if at all. Wages that do not rise and corporations that rip off consumers and employees alike. And still, there have been brief, fleeting moments where the equation changed. 12 years ago, Bill de Blasio stood where I stand now as he promised to put an end to economic and social inequalities that divided our city into two. In 1990, David Dinkins swore the same oath I swore today, vowing to celebrate the gorgeous mosaic that is New York, where every one of us is deserving of a decent life. And nearly 6 decades before him, Fiorello LaGuardia took office with the goal of building a city that was far greater and more beautiful for the hungry and the poor. Some of these mayors achieved more success than others, but they were unified by a shared belief that New York could belong to more than just a privileged few. It could belong to those who operate our subways and rake our parks, those who feed us biryani and beef patties, picanha and pastrami on rye. And they know that this belief could be made true if only government dared to work hardest for those who work hardest. Over the years to come, my administration will resurrect that legacy. City Hall will deliver an agenda of safety, affordability, and abundance, where government looks and lives like the people it represents, never flinches in the fight against corporate greed, and refuses to cower before challenges that others have deemed too complicated. In so doing, we will provide our own answer to that age-old question. Who does New York belong to? Well, my friends, we can look to Madiba and the South African Freedom Charter. New York belongs to all who live in it. Together, we will tell a new story of our city. This will not be a tale of one city governed only by the 1%, nor will it be a tale of two cities, the rich versus the poor. It will be a tale of 8.5 million cities, each of them a New Yorker with hopes and fears, each a universe, each of them woven together. The authors of this story will speak Pashto and Mandarin, Yiddish and Creole. They will pray in mosques, at shul, at church, at gurudwaras and mandirs and temples. And many will not pray at all. They will be Russian Jewish immigrants in Brighton Beach, Italians in Rossville, and Irish families in Woodhaven, many of whom came here with nothing but a dream of a better life, a dream which has withered away. They will be young people in cramped Marble Hill apartments where the walls shake when the subway passes. They will be black homeowners in St. Albans, whose homes represent a physical testament to triumph over decades of lesser-paid labor and redlining. They will be Palestinian New Yorkers in Bay Ridge, who will no longer have to contend with a politics that speaks of universalism and then makes them the exception. Few of these 8.5 million will fit into neat and easy boxes. Some will be voters from Hillside Avenue or Fordham Road who supported President Trump a year before they voted for me, tired of being failed by their party's establishment. The majority will not use the language that we often expect from those who wield influence. I welcome the change. For too long, those fluent in the good grammar of civility have deployed decorum to mask agendas of cruelty. Many of these people have been betrayed by the established order. But in our administration, their needs will be met. Their hopes and dreams and interests will be reflected transparently in government. They will shape our future. And if for too long these communities have existed as distinct from one another, we will draw this city closer together. We will replace the frigidity of rugged individualism with the warmth of collectivism. If our campaign demonstrated that the people of New York yearn for solidarity, then let this government foster it. Because no matter what you eat, how you pray, or where you come from, the words that most define us are the two we all share: New Yorkers. And it will be New Yorkers who reform a long broken property tax system. New Yorkers who will create a new Department of Community Safety that will tackle the mental health crisis and let the police focus on the job they signed up to do. New Yorkers who will take on the bad landlords who mistreat their tenants and free small business owners from the shackles of bloated bureaucracy. And I am proud to be one of those New Yorkers. When we won the primary last June, there were many who said these aspirations and those who held them had come out of nowhere. Yet one man's nowhere is another man's somewhere. This movement came out of 8.5 million somewheres. Taxi cab depots and Amazon warehouses, DSA meetings and curbside domino games. The powers that be had looked away from these places for quite some time if they'd known about them at all. So they dismissed them as nowhere. But in our city, where every corner of these 5 boroughs holds power, there is no nowhere and there is no no one. There is only New York and there are only New Yorkers. 8.5 million New Yorkers will speak this new era into existence. It will be loud. It will be different. It will feel like the New York we love. No matter how long you have called this city home, that love has shaped your life. I know that it has shaped mine. This is the city where I set land speed records on my Razor scooter at the age of 12. Quickest 4 blocks of my life. The city where I ate powdered donuts at halftimes during AYSO soccer games and realized I probably was not going to be going pro. The city where I devoured 2 big slices at Coronet's Pizza, played cricket with my friends at Ferry Point Park, and took the 1 train to the BX10 only to still show up late to Bronx Science. The city where I have gone on hunger strike just outside these gates. Sat claustrophobic on a stalled N train just after Atlantic Avenue and waited in quiet terror for my father to emerge from 26 Federal Plaza. The city where I took a beautiful woman named Rama to McCarran Park on our first date and swore a different oath to become an American citizen on Pearl Street, to live in New York.
All right, so you're watching Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Nick Serderman. Right there is the inauguration of Zohran Mamdani, New York City's mayor, officially sworn in at midnight. His inauguration ceremony is happening. He is speaking right now. As this goes on, we are wrapping things up here on this afternoon here on Live Impact News. Thank you for spending the morning with us, the afternoon with us, and I hope you have a great New Year's Day, the first day of 2026. Guys, thank you. I'll see you at 4 o'clock.